The Biden scandal explodes with new information. Trump ushers in an age of peace in the Middle East, and riots break out all over the world over COVID lockdowns. Before we get started with the news, if you're watching this video, I want to ask that you please go hit that like and subscribe button on my homepage. Like this video and share it with your friends. I don't have a marketing team or a big fancy studio, so all of my video traffic comes from you, my viewers. So what are you waiting for? It only takes 2 seconds to go to my homepage and subscribe. You can just minimize this video and do it right now. If you like my content and would like to see more of it, if you want to be part of helping my channel grow, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and share this video with as many of your friends as you can. And if everyone who shared this, or everyone who watched this video shared it one time, I'll be the biggest YouTube channel by the end of the month. All right, on to the news. Before I left for the weekend, I thought to myself, people are generally good. The country's not going to burn down. People generally care about each other. People are good people. I could not have been more wrong. Let's hop on over to this Washington Examiner article. Jews for Trump harassed during rally against Cuomo restrictions. A pro-Trump caravan organized by a group of Orthodox Jews in New York City faced harassment Sunday from anti-Trump marchers. The groups, who clashed in the Times Square, traded insults before the anti-Trump group began to become violent. Videos shared counter-protesters chanting, "New York hates you." Videos showed counter-protesters chanting, "New York hates you" at the Trump supporters. Several anti-Trump marchers threw objects at the police officers monitoring the event, including soda and eggs. 11 people were arrested. You know, if you're going to tell a group of people that an entire city hates them, maybe the Jews aren't the best people to do that. You don't want to tell a group of Jews, "We hate you." You're starting to sound like, what's the word? What is that? Oh, the Nazis? The pro-Trump march organized by the Brooklyn-based group Jews for Trump earlier in the day launched a rally of more than 100 cars to drive around the city to turn to Cuomo's red zones into New York red. A reference to Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo's revamped coronavirus worship restrictions placed on many Orthodox communities. At one point, the competing rallies converged with a car carrying President Trump allies, Rudy Giuliani, who was returning from taping a radio show. Giuliani's presence provoked insults from the anti-Trump crowd, who associated him with the Jewish rally. Giuliani later told the New York Times that he felt the incident was representative of the two sides facing off in the election next week. "I would love to have had a campaign commercial of it and put it on in the middle of America and say, 'Who would you prefer for your next 4 years?'" he said. "This group of foul-mouthed people who don't seem to have a vocabulary beyond 3 words, or these very nice Jewish people who are driving in the car and did not say anything back and not doing anything other than exercising their right to say they're for Donald Trump." Fact check true. If you vote for Joe Biden, you're going to get more riots, not less. All these people rioting, they're not Republicans, they're Democrats. Andy No over on Twitter has some great videos of it. So we see this New York City black bloc person who punches a Jews for Trump caravan participant, gets knocked to the ground when he tries to run away.
Get out of here. Go in the car. You go in the car, bro. What happened? I'm motherfucking what?
And the fight breaks out. So that goes on for a little while longer, and then we got this. Antifa Black Bloc rioters attack the Jews for Trump caravan participants in Manhattan. The Village People is blasting in the background. And it just goes on and on and on. People in New York throw projectiles at driving participants of the Jews for Trump caravan below. Just throwing stuff at all these cars. And there's a little bit more of that. But, yeah, this is where we've come to. This is the point in America that we've reached. People are expressing their support for a presidential candidate. And the left is literally beating them for it. I don't know. Who sounds more fascist to you? The ones saying they like Donald Trump? Or the ones beating the people that say they like Donald Trump? Man, I don't know how anyone can get behind the left at this point. I don't know how anyone can vote for Joe Biden because these people are Joe Biden supporters. They're not Donald Trump supporters. The ones throwing the things, the ones beating people for Jews, simply just expressing who they're going to vote for, who they support. They're getting beaten by the political left. How can you vote for Joe Biden after things like this? The Republicans are not beating people. The Republicans are not throwing things at people and starting riots. All right. Now, this all happened all over yesterday. Let's get to the news from the rest of the weekend that I missed going into Friday. Harris and other prominent Democrats listed as key contacts for Biden family business venture projects. Exclusive. A list of key domestic contacts for a joint venture involving Jim and Hunter Biden and now bankrupt CEFC China Energy Corporation included former Vice President Joe Biden's current running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, among other prominent Democrats, Fox News has learned. An email exclusively obtained by Fox News with the subject line Phase 1 Domestic Contacts Projects and dated May 15, 2017, Biden's brother Jim Biden shared a list of key domestic contacts for Phase 1 target projects. The email is unrelated to the laptop or hard drive purportedly belonging to Hunter Biden, the former vice president's son. The list included Harris, Democrat of California, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat, Minnesota, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat, California, Kirsten Gillibrand, Democrat, New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo, Democrat, New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio, Democrat, New York, former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, among others. It is unclear if any of the Democrats were ever contacted about the target project. Well, with them being on this list, they are now implicated in the Hunter Biden email scandal, and it wouldn't surprise me if we start to see an investigation into them soon. Of course, it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't, right? Because why would we bother investigating these people when obviously this is Russian disinformation? Can we get over that line, please? Can we do away with this line of it's just Russian disinformation? If you can launch a full investigation and smear a man for weeks and months based on a 30-year-old uncorroborated allegation because he's going to sit on the Supreme Court, if you can go after him with zero evidence other than what one woman said, and who, by the way, all of her friends that she mentioned said no, it wasn't him. If you're gonna target that man for that long of a period of time, why would you not target Joe Biden? If you're gonna run a 3-year-long investigation into a sitting president of the United States based on what the FBI knew to be Russian disinformation, why would you not investigate Joe and Hunter Biden and Jim, Joe's brother, and Kamala Harris and all the other Democrats involved based on what the DOJ and the Director of National Intelligence have all stated not to be Russian disinformation, but legitimate? This is legitimate. And the story is about to get a whole heck of a lot worse. This is a slow rolling ball, and it is not good for the Democrats. Alleged Hunter Biden sex tape and pics leaked on Chinese website linked to Steve Bannon. Alleged video footage and photos of Hunter Biden engaging in sexual acts with multiple women are shared on the Chinese video platform GTV on Saturday. Oh boy, I'm not going to show any of the pictures. I'm only going to read this first little bit because I don't want to have any of that on my channel. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, and it needs to go away. But the fact that it exists out there should be pretty clear on who to vote for in 9 days. Hunter Biden's alleged sex tape and images showing him using drugs and engaging in sexual acts with multiple women were leaked on a Chinese video platform that has ties to Steve Bannon. The explicit images and videos were shared on GTV, a subsidiary of GTV Media Group, which was founded in April of this year by Chinese billionaire Guo Wengui, I have no idea, and Steve Bannon, a former advisor to President Donald Trump. Bannon's apparent link is noteworthy and has been named as one of the people who reportedly had access to the infamous hard drive belonging to Hunter Biden, which allegedly not only contains the sexually explicit footage, but also emails that suggest the former vice president was involved in overseas business dealings with his son while in office, which Biden has denied. You know, it's kind of unfortunate that this stuff is breaking in relation to Steve Bannon because he destroyed his own credibility years ago. He did. You can like him, you can hate him, particularly not really a fan. He destroyed his credibility years ago when he took Breitbart and morphed it from this credible news source into this pro-Trump banner. It was really disgusting what he did with Breitbart, and he destroyed his own credibility in the process. According to the explosive New York Post report that published the emails, the data was apparently retrieved from the laptop of Hunter Biden after it was left at a repair shop in Delaware in April 2019. Leaked footage shows Hunter Biden having sex and doing drugs. The images and videos instantly went viral across the internet, with many users sharing the explicit material on Reddit forums before it was taken down by Reddit administrators, citing involuntary pornography, which violates the platform's content policies. However, several users managed to get some screen grabs of the alleged footage before it was scrubbed from the website and shared it on other platforms, including Twitter. Again, I'm not going to share it on here. I don't want that crap on my videos. I don't want that crap on my YouTube channel. But this is disgusting. Several of the videos include 14-year-old girls, 15-year-old girls. And he's doing drugs on them and having sex with them. This is disgusting, and he should be tried. He needs to go to trial and face what he's done, because that is disgusting. Man, this story is just getting crazier and crazier. So like I said last week, if you remember, the original timeline was Joe Biden the story broke about Hunter Biden in 2019, and that he was going around and doing shady business deals with Ukraine and likely some other countries. And Joe Biden was like, no, I just found out on Twitter this morning. I don't know anything about it. And then it became a couple weeks ago. It was, oh yeah, I knew about it and I told him it was a bad idea. And then the last few days, it's become pretty clear. Not only did Joe Biden know about it, not only was he lying to us when he said he didn't know anything about it, he was likely involved and using his brother Jim and his son Hunter as intermediaries to line their pockets with cash through companies and corporations around the world, in China, Ukraine, Russia, etc., etc., etc. So who do you want as your next president of the United States? Joe Biden, whose son, he's using his Joe Biden, who's using his crackhead son to line his pockets with cash, or Donald Trump, who's producing major peace deals across the Middle East. Sudan formally recognizes Israel in U.S. brokered deal. The East African country of Sudan on Friday became the third predominantly Muslim country to normalize diplomatic relations with Israel in a deal brokered by President Donald Trump in less than 2 weeks before the election. Hailing the agreement as a huge win on Twitter, Trump claimed that more countries would follow. He also posted a joint statement issued on behalf of all three countries. The Sudanese government has demonstrated its courage and commitment to combating terrorism, building its democratic institutions, and improving its relations with its neighbors, the statement said, adding that the agreement would improve regional security. Wow, isn't that interesting? I was under the impression, I was informed by reliable sources, like CNN and MSNBC and NBC and ABC and all these other websites, all these other news sources, that the only way to achieve peace in the Middle East was to give the Muslims Israel. But now that Donald Trump has gone in and he's moved the capital from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, now that America has said, no, Israel's here to stay, finally, we get 3 peace agreements in a couple of weeks across the Middle East. Peace is breaking out across the Middle East. Can you imagine what would happen if we get 4 more years of Trump? How much peace would be breaking out in the Middle East right now? I say a whole heck of a lot more than this. Looks like the only reason more countries haven't signed in on this is because Donald Trump's up for re-election. If he doesn't win, who they get? Joe Biden. Which, what did he do to the Middle East? Oh, right. Sent pallets of cash to the Iranians so they could grow their terrorist organization and make more war in the Middle East, not less. So, again, who do you want for president? The one who's going to mail pallets of cash to terrorist regimes in the Middle East? Or the one who's going to usher in peace? Because, again, I was informed by reliable sources that Donald Trump was going to create wars. Well, not only has he not created wars, he's brought more troops home than Barack Obama. And Barack Obama started multiple wars out in the Middle East and expanded on previously existing wars. That was Biden's administration. That was Obama's administration. And so it shouldn't really be surprising when the only platform the Democrats have to run on is Orange Man Bad, which is the underlying theme of the entire Joe Biden candidacy. Orange Man Bad. He hasn't talked about his own things that he wants to do, his own policies. He just keeps saying Donald Trump is bad. But with 55% of Americans saying they're better off now than they were 4 years ago under Trump than they were under Obama. Even in the middle of a pandemic, even with the pandemic going on, more than half of Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago. And people are really expecting me to believe that all the polls are right, that Joe Biden's going to win the election? With polls coming out in Texas saying that Biden is ahead? I'm from Texas, okay? I'm from Texas, okay? I get that some of the southern big cities, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, they're all going blue, but Dallas sure as heck isn't. Texas is going to stay red, and it's going to stay red for a while. There's no way it's going blue anytime soon. But we see recent polls coming out with Biden ahead by 3 points. There's no way. There's no way. Even with the early voting, Donald Trump is ahead in Texas by nearly 20 points. And Democrats are 70% more likely to vote by mail and vote early than Republicans are. And you really expect me to believe that Joe Biden is ahead in Texas? No, I'm not buying it. And if the polls are really wrong by that much, 15 points or so? Wow, that puts Donald Trump ahead by about 5, which means he'll win this election in a landslide, maybe even the popular vote. Although California might still put Joe Biden ahead in the popular vote, but, Donald Trump is still likely to win this race. Let's not pretend that otherwise. The U.S. just brokered another peace deal for Israel, this time with Sudan. So this is from Vox. President Trump announced Friday that Sudan has become the third country to normalize relations with Israel during the Trump administration, underscoring how the president's diplomatic efforts in the Middle East may prove to be the most significant foreign policy achievement for his first term. I'll say it again. There's no way that Trump is losing Texas when he's providing peace in the Middle East, where Republicans, typically religious conservatives, care more about Israel than maybe many other policies except for abortion. Texas is a very conservative state, very conservative. There's no way it's flipping blue. The three issues that are most important to Republicans right now: peace in the Middle East with Israel, abortion rights, and the economy. All three of which Trump is winning resounding success with amongst Republicans, which is why he has 95% approval rating amongst the Republican Party. He's not going to lose Texas. He might lose Pennsylvania because they're still up 38 points. The Democrats are up 38 points in Pennsylvania, but it's, with less than 50% of the votes in, it's still possible for Trump to win. And so on to the economy. The biggest issue in this election is the economy. And so with the World Health Organization and the CDC coming out and saying, no, lockdowns, probably weren't such a good idea. And Sweden, who never locked down to begin with, they're looking pretty dang great right now. Is it any wonder that riots are breaking out all over the world? Second night of coronavirus lockdowns lockdown riots in Italy as protesters clash with Rome police. Protesters clashed with police in Rome after a far-right group called for action against the latest lockdown measures in Italy. The protest came just 24 hours after violent riots took place in Naples when a curfew was imposed and the region's president threatened a full lockdown following a spike in COVID-19 cases. Around 400 activists gathered in Piazza del Popolo in Rome on Saturday evening. The protests started off peacefully but turned violent when police told protesters to leave due to a midnight curfew put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19. I'm really looking forward to the mainstream media outlets covering the riots in Portland and Seattle as accurately as they're reporting these riots. Said no one with more than 2 brain cells ever. It's not going to happen. They're gaslighting you. They're trying to gaslight me, which is why I've started this. Not going to let it happen. Help me fight. Help me combat the false narratives and the fake news spreading around the social media sphere. Spread this video with your friends. I will see you guys here tomorrow.